Welcome back to Sports Extra. For those of you who are just tuning in, Rob Namnum just got done in the Avalanche locker room. Now he is getting set up as we wait for Avalanche head coach Jared Bednar. The Avalanche lost 2-1 today to the Seattle Kraken. Now, if we're going to talk about some things that went wrong, there's really no shortage of them. Jared Bednar will talk about that right now as he is now live from the Avalanche media room.
You said you wanted, no matter the result, you wanted your team to have an effort that you could go out with pride with.
Yeah.
Did you feel you got that tonight, and just kind of how do you categorize this season as a whole?
Yeah, no question we got it. I thought we played a great game tonight. Just didn't score on some of our chances. They got a lucky bounce on one. We made a mistake on another one. It's a fine line. But no question, I mean, when I think about this team, I'm really proud of this team. Just the way they played, how hard they played all year long. It was pretty impressive, what they've overcome. And, some years it's a little tougher than others, and this was a tough one. I've been in the game, at the pro level for quite some time, and there's a lot of stuff that happened this year that you just can't plan for, and you're missing key guys. And throughout the course of the season, and other guys were stepping up and getting the job done, and that's why it's so disappointing for me. It's not frustrating at all. I went through that months ago. Disappointing because I wanted our guys, like this group in the locker room, to be able to advance, and just keep fighting, keep giving it their all. That's what they did all year long. So I don't have a bad word to say about those guys in there. They were great all year.
How much does that feeling of disappointment stem from Eric Johnson, Jack Johnson, Darren Helm, Cogliano, a lot of these guys that are going to their final year, getting older, and it's unclear if they'll be back at this point?
Yeah, so I haven't even thought that far, but when you get older guys that play their butts off for you, old, young, doesn't matter, but even more for the older guys, because that you don't know how many opportunities you're still going to get, and if they're going to be with us or not. All the guys on expiring contracts, but you get to know these guys and see how much they put into the game, into the team on a daily basis, and you want to see them get rewarded for it. Doesn't always happen. Obviously, it's very tough to win, but that was the most rewarding thing for us last year, is seeing some of those guys get rewarded. And, this year, obviously, it's not the case, so there's some heartbreak again.
Kyle and Jesse. Jared, obviously difficult now, but thinking about the way this team is built and with your young core being signed to long-term contracts, does that make you feel good knowing, hey, we're in position to be right back here next year?
Yeah, you look at the guys that we have that are under, long-term deals, and then you sort of watch them perform, probably even more so this year than, obviously last year what they did, and then you see how they come back this year. And it'd been easy for, some of those core guys to get frustrated a little bit this year, and they're like me, they get the taste of winning, and you just want it every year. But with winning, there's a lot of things that happen. We have to say goodbye to a bunch of, great players that helped us win. They get rewarded by big contracts in other places, and you can't keep them all. So you get a little bit of a retool, and then you lose, for us in the playoffs, you lose 2 first or second line wingers, and, and the whole line disappears again, So it's that part, the way they handled it and the way they played and how hard they played and how productive they were through the course of the season and through the playoffs, it's pretty impressive. So you feel good about moving forward just because you have those guys right away and the leaders that they are, and you know what they're going to give you, the effort and, leadership and determination that they play with, and then that you add that to their skill level and their ability, and it's like you got to give yourself a chance. Now we'll have to go and evaluate and have a big off season, and hopefully we can surround those guys with the right mix of players, and health is always a part of it too.
You're listening to Avalanche head coach Jared Bednar. Avalanche losing 2-1 tonight in Game 7 to the Kraken. Here's more from Coach.
Where
2 weeks from now, when you're a little bit removed, that you'll be able to look at this season and really take pride in a lot of the things that you guys did check off?
Yeah, no question. I'm already there. I'm already there. It's losing this round. The disappointing part of it was we just didn't play well enough in a handful of games. So they won this round, and give them credit. This is a really good hockey team. But one thing that we weren't in the series was consistent. We played a great, game 2, we won. Played a great game 3, we won. Game 6 and game 7, but it's a 7-game series. I'd like to walk away from it knowing that we played great in all 7, and if they beat us, they beat us. That's what you have to expect this time of year. So that's the one takeaway from the series, but it doesn't change the way I feel about the team and how proud I am of what they accomplished this year, because it was a difficult season.
I know you weren't surprised by the Kraken, but some others might be. What do you think they showed or proved in this series?
I think they're highly competitive as any team we played. Everyone's talked about their depth all year, but I agree with it. It's a deep team. They play, every line plays the same, very structured. Dave's got them playing the way they have to play to have success. And, now, I thought Grubauer was outstanding in the series, and they've got good goaltending, strong physical D. They make it hard on you to create chances. So it certainly did not surprise me at all. I think I talked about it before the series. It's a 100-point team. It's a good team. And if you look around the parity in the league, right, Boston's out to Florida. Florida's a really good team. They had to scratch and claw to get into the playoffs, and they just eliminated Boston. You got Tampa out already. Every series, it wouldn't have surprised me if you look at any of the series that either team wins. Because you have to not only put yourself in that position, but you got to play your best hockey, especially with the 16 teams that got in. You got to play your best hockey in order to win the series. And, we played hard, but we didn't play our best for 7 games.